This lesson is on adding and subtracting integers, and we're going to focus on using double-sided counters. We need to get into using three-dimensional objects. If you go into the curriculum, they talk about making models. This would be an example of making models, or they talk about understanding a concept concretely. So we're going to be using double-sided chips. Now you're going to find in some books they're going to be red and yellow. In other books they're going to be blue and red. If you get using Hzsd, sometimes they are blue and green. Whatever the combination is, you need to pick one, make it a positive. In this case we're going to say yellow is positive and red is negative. What you might like to do is on each person's desk have a little legend or a key to show them that until they get quite comfortable with it. So this board is actually called a pit. We're going to take a look at some numbers. So if I want to show what does a -4 look like, I know my reds are negatives. Okay, so this is what a -4 looks like. And if I wanted to show what a +4 looks like, I'm going to have the 4 counters, and yellow means positive. Now, when we get into real life situations, for example, when we're talking how much money do we have in our wallet, there may be times that you have more, but you owe some money at the same time. So maybe I start out with, let's move this over here. I start out, I have $6, but I owe $2. So basically, I still only have $4 to the good. This is a positive and a negative, that equals 0. This is a positive and negative, that equals 0. I could have a +4, and this time, let's say I got some more money, but I owe more money as well. So I had up to $8 in my wallet, but I owed $4. So this is a +1 and a -1 equals 0, +1 and -1 equals 0, +1 and -1 again, and one more time. So basically, I'm only left with 4 positive here. So I can have different models that all equal +4. And likewise, if I flipped all of these, I could show different models that equal -4. Now this is going to come in handy later on. When I have a plus and a minus, those will cancel each other out. Now these are called 0 pairs, where I have one positive, one negative. And I can show other numbers with 0 pairs. For instance, that's a +1, and so is that. And so is that. It doesn't matter where I put them. These two are going to equal 0, these ones are going to equal 0. And I look at what's left over. Okay, let's do some modeling when I'm adding integers. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind, when you're adding, you are physically putting it back onto the board. When you're subtracting, you're taking it off of the board. Now, one thing to keep in mind too, the first sign is the operation. So this means I'm going to be adding it to my board. So what does minus 2 look like? And what does minus 1 look like? And I am adding that to my board. So minus 2, add a negative 1 will get me minus 3. In this one I have minus 3 and I'm adding 2. Now that 2 is going to be positive. And if I want to slip it underneath here, this is a plus and a minus, that equals 0. Another plus and minus equals 0. I'm left with a negative 1 as my result. Okay, subtraction. The subtracting means I need to take it off the board. So I start out with minus 4. Now I am going to take off a negative 2. I have a negative 2 in this arrangement right here. So if I take off these two, my answer is negative 2. Now it gets trickier when you have something like this. So first I make my model. Here's my minus 4. This subtraction sign means I'm going to take it off. Now because I don't have another sign in front of it, this is a positive 2. So I need to have something that I can take off here. Now, have I still left this as minus 4? If this is a positive and negative, that's going to be 0, and this is going to be 0. I still have minus 4 sitting there. But I also have 2 positives I can take off my board. So if I take these 2 yellows off, what am I left with? Minus 6. Now the big thing with this is go slow. Make sure students have the modeling of just the integers. First of all, get a good handle on the 0 pairs and then walk them through the rest.